Why is it so easy to fall into bad habits, but so hard to stick with good ones? Most of us think we need massive willpower or big life overhauls to change. But what if the real answer lies in doing just a little better each day? Atomic Habits flips the idea of self-improvement on its head. It's not about motivation. It's not even about goals. It's about systems, small, simple changes that stack over time and shape who we become. Let's break it down. Part 1. The Power of Tiny Gains. James Clear opens Atomic Habits with a deceptively simple idea, one that's easy to overlook, but incredibly powerful once you understand it. Small habits matter. Every choice you make, every small action, is like a vote. Not just for the results you want, but for the person you're becoming. Let's say you commit to getting just 1% better every single day. That might seem too small to matter, like reading one page, doing one push-up, or waking up 5 minutes earlier. But here's the thing, small improvements compound over time. In a year, that 1% daily improvement doesn't just add up. It multiplies. You'll be 37 times better than when you started. Now flip that. If you get just 1% was every day, procrastinate a little more, skip that workout, eat one more unhealthy snack. It doesn't feel like a big deal either. But over time, that slow decline adds up to major setbacks. This is the hidden power of habits. They're invisible forces shaping your life, even when you don't notice them. James Clear puts it beautifully. Habits are the compound interest of self-improvement. Just like money multiplies through interest, the effects of your habits multiply as you repeat them. The problem is that results are delayed. You won't see change on day 1, or even day 10. But give it time, and suddenly, everything starts to shift. This book isn't about overnight transformations or grand resolutions. It's about doing the small, easy-to-ignore things consistently. Because over time, tiny gains become massive growth. And that's how real change begins, not with a leap, but with a single, small step. Part 2. The Habit Loop. Cue, craving, response, reward. At the heart of every habit, whether it's something helpful like exercising daily or harmful like checking your phone constantly, lies a simple, repeating cycle. James Clear calls it the habit loop, and it's made up of 4 key steps. 1. Cue. This is the trigger, the signal that kicks off the habit. It might be external, like your phone buzzing, or internal, like feeling stressed or bored. Cues are your brain's way of saying, it's time to do that thing again. 2. Craving. This is the desire or emotional response. It's not just about the habit. It's about what the habit does for you. You don't crave brushing your teeth. You crave a clean mouth. You don't crave scrolling social media. You crave connection or distraction. Cravings are the motivation behind the action. 3. Response. This is the actual habit, the behavior you perform. Whether you get up and stretch, or hit snooze and stay in bed. The response depends on how motivated you are and how easy the habit is to do. If a habit is too difficult, you'll skip it. If it's easy, you're more likely to follow through. 4. Reward. This is the benefit, the thing your brain enjoys. It satisfies your craving and reinforces the behavior, making your brain remember, this feels good. Let's do it again. The more rewarding the habit feels, the stronger the loop becomes over time. Now here's the key insight. If you want to build better habits, you have to understand and work with this loop, not against it. Start by identifying the cues that trigger your behavior. Notice the cravings underneath. What feeling are you really chasing? Make your responses easier and more convenient. And give yourself a reward, even something small, to help the habit stick. On the flip side, if you want to break bad habits, reverse the loop. Make the cue invisible. Make the craving unattractive. Make the response difficult. And make the reward unsatisfying. The habit loop is always running in the background of your life. Once you become aware of it, you can start rewriting the script. And that's when real change becomes possible. Part 3. The 4 Laws of Behavior Change. James Clear breaks down lasting habit change into 4 powerful, science-backed steps, what he calls the 4 laws of behavior change. Each one is simple. Each one is powerful on its own. But together, they're transformative. Let's break them down. 1. Make it obvious. Habits don't just happen, they're triggered. So the first step? Make the cues for your habits crystal clear. If your environment is cluttered or distracting, your habits won't stand a chance. But if you design your surroundings with intention, they'll do the work for you. Want to drink more water? Keep a full glass or a water bottle where you can see it, not tucked away in a cabinet. Want to read at night? Place your book on your pillow so it's the last thing you see before bed. Clear calls this environment design, and it's one of the most underrated tools for habit change. Because when the right cue is in front of you, the habit becomes almost automatic. 2. Make it attractive. We naturally gravitate toward things we enjoy. So if you want a habit to stick, you have to make it something you look forward to. One way to do this is with temptation bundling, pairing something you need to do with something you already like. Want to walk more? Only listen to your favorite podcast or playlist while walking. Need to clean your room? Light a candle or put on music that makes it fun. The more appealing a habit feels, the more likely you are to return to it, even on days when motivation is low. Because it's not just about doing the thing, it's about wanting to do it. 3. Make it easy. Here's one of the most important truths in the book. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And systems should be easy. Most people fail not because they lack discipline, but because the habits they're trying to build are too complex, too big, or take too long. So instead, start small. Really small. Clear introduces the 2-minute rule. Any habit should take less than 2 minutes to start. Want to journal every day? Start with just writing 1 sentence. Want to build a reading habit? Begin by reading just 1 page. The goal isn't perfection, it's consistency. Because once you start, momentum takes over. 4. Make it satisfying. Our brains are wired to repeat things that feel good. That's why the final law is to make your habits rewarding, not someday in the future, but right now. Check off a habit tracker. Give yourself a small treat. Reflect for a moment on the progress you've made. Whatever the reward is, it should feel instant and emotionally satisfying. Because when your brain connects the habit to a positive feeling, it'll want to come back for more. Now here's the powerful part. These laws don't just help you build good habits, they help you break bad ones. 2. Just flip them around. Make it invisible. Hide the cues for your bad habits. Unplug the console. Delete the app. Make it unattractive. Reframe how you think about the habit. Focus on what it costs you, not just what it gives you. Make it difficult. Add friction. Create barriers. Log out. Put it on a high shelf. Give it to a friend. Make it unsatisfying. Add accountability. Create consequences. Make it feel disappointing to continue. With these 4 laws, habit change becomes a system, not a guessing game. And systems, once set in motion, take on a life of their own. Part 4. Identity over outcomes. Most people approach change by focusing on goals. I want to lose weight. I want to read more. I want to save money. These are all outcomes, results we hope to achieve. But James Clear makes a powerful point. Real, lasting change doesn't start with what you want to achieve. It starts with who you want to become. Let's look at 2 types of people trying to quit smoking. One says, "No thanks, I'm trying to quit." The other says, "No thanks, I'm not a smoker." Do you hear the difference? The first person is still identifying as a smoker, someone fighting against their current identity. The second has shifted who they believe they are. And that identity change is everything. Let's apply that to your goals. Don't just try to read 20 books. Decide to become a reader. Don't just try to run a marathon. Become a runner. Don't just try to write a book. Become a writer. Don't just try to eat healthy. Become someone who cares for their body. When your identity shifts, your habits start to feel natural. Because they're aligned with who you believe yourself to be. Here's the simple formula Clear shares. Every action you take is a vote for the type of person you wish to become. One workout is a vote for becoming fit. One page read is a vote for becoming a reader. $1 saved is a vote for being financially responsible. The goal isn't to be perfect. You don't need to win every vote. But the more votes you cast for a new identity, the more it becomes your reality. So instead of asking, what results do I want? Start asking, who is the kind of person who would achieve those results? And then, act like that person, one small habit at a time. Because outcomes fade. But identity? That sticks. Part 5. The role of environment. We like to think that self-control is all about willpower, that we simply need to try harder or be more disciplined. But James Clear challenges that idea. He says the truth is this. Your environment often matters more than your motivation. Think about it. It's not that you're lazy, it's that your phone is right next to your bed. It's not that you lack discipline, it's that your fridge is filled with junk food. It's not that you can't focus, it's that your workspace is cluttered and full of distractions. In other words, we don't rise to the level of our goals. We fall to the level of our systems. An environment is one of the most powerful systems there is. Here's the idea. Make good habits easier and bad habits harder by changing your surroundings. Want to read more? Place a book on your pillow every morning so it's the last thing you see at night. Want to exercise? Set out your workout clothes the night before. Or better yet, sleep in them. Want to stop scrolling late at night? Charge your phone in another room. Want to eat healthier? Make fruits and vegetables visible. And hide or remove processed snacks. It's not about forcing yourself to make the right decision. It's about designing the path of least resistance to lead to the right action. Clear explains this using a concept called choice architecture, the idea that how options are presented influences the decisions we make. Supermarkets do this all the time, placing items they want to sell at eye level or near the checkout line. You can use the same principle on yourself. Rearrange your environment so that the desired habit is the easiest, most visible option, and the undesired habit is harder to reach, less obvious, or out of sight entirely. Remember this. Discipline is overrated. Design is underrated. Your environment is silently shaping your behavior all the time. So if you want to change your life, start by changing the spaces you live and work in. Set up your world so it nudges you, gently, consistently, in the direction of the person you want to become. Part 6. The Plateau of Latent Potential. Here's something we don't hear enough. Change is not linear. When we start building new habits, we expect immediate results. We go to the gym for a week and check the mirror. We start writing and expect the pages to pile up. We eat healthy for 5 days and check the scale. But most progress doesn't work like that. It's slow, invisible, frustrating. And this is where James Clear introduces one of the most powerful concepts in atomic habits, the plateau of latent potential. Imagine this. You're melting an ice cube in a cold room. The temperature is at 28 degrees. You warm the room to 29 degrees, 30 degrees, 31 degrees, and still, the ice cube sits there, unmoved. Then 32 degrees. Suddenly, it begins to melt. That final degree wasn't special. It was simply the tipping point, the moment when all the quiet progress finally became visible. That's how most real change works. You put in reps at the gym, weeks before your body shows it. You study every day, before your test scores catch up. You write every morning, before anyone starts reading. This gap between effort and visible results is the plateau of latent potential. It's when you're improving, but you can't see it yet. And here's the danger. Most people quit in this phase. They think it's not working. They get discouraged. They assume they're failing. But really, they're right on the edge of a breakthrough. Clear reminds us. Complaining about not achieving success despite working hard is like complaining about an ice cube not melting when you heated it from 25 to 31 degrees. The work wasn't wasted. It was stored, building pressure, waiting for the right moment to tip. So what do you do during the plateau? Keep showing up. Even when it's boring, even when it's quiet, even when no one notices. Because just beyond the plateau, things begin to move fast. And when they do, it'll feel like it happened all at once. But you'll know the truth. Your overnight success was just the result of all the invisible effort no one saw. The takeaway? Be patient. Be consistent. Be kind to your future self. Your habits are working, even when you can't see them. Yet, here are the key ideas to carry forward. 1. Small habits is equal to big results. Real progress doesn't come from one big decision. It comes from small habits repeated daily. Getting just 1% better each day might feel like nothing, but over time, it leads to exponential growth. 2. The habit loop. Every habit, good or bad, follows a predictable pattern. Cue craving response reward. Once you understand this loop, you can reprogram your behaviors from the inside out. 3. The 4 laws of behavior change. James Clear gives us a blueprint for building better habits. Make it obvious. Use visual cues and reminders. Make it attractive. Link habits with things you enjoy. Make it easy. Reduce friction. Start small. Make it satisfying. Reward progress. Reinforce success. Want to break a bad habit? Just reverse these steps. 4. Identity over outcome. Goals are good, but identity is stronger. Don't just aim to run, write, or read more. Become a runner, writer, reader. Every action you take is a vote for the person you want to become. 5. Environment matters more than motivation. Willpower fades, but your surroundings are always shaping your behavior. Design your environment to make good choices easy and bad ones hard. Remember, discipline is unreliable. Design is powerful. 6. The plateau of latent potential. Progress is rarely immediate. There will be a stretch where you see no change, but the work is stacking quietly in the background. Stick with it. The breakthrough is coming. Final thought. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to show up again and again, even if it's just 1% better today than yesterday. That's how change happens. That's how habits stick. That's how lives are transformed, one tiny decision at a time. If this summary helped you reflect, grow, or plan your next small habit, consider sticking around. This is just the beginning of your audiobook journey. More clarity, more consistency, more growth, one book at a time.